Hey guys, so today we're doing a little bit of a different video on my channel. I'm really trying to branch out and do different things per everyone's request. So we're trying, and I wanted to do the whole full face using products I hate video. Now, I just recently moved, so I did throw away a lot of my products that like really did me wrong. But of course I still have a lot of products here that I just don't like. Now, if any of these products are products that work for you, I'm not bashing these brands or anyone, so no one get too butthurt about it. But these are products that just haven't worked for me, that I have in my drawers that I'm like, you know, I want to keep you and I want to like you, but I don't really trust you. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on any further, and let's get into this video. So I have a bare canvas. I did apply a little bit of my MAC full coverage foundation in NW25 under my eyes because my bags were like real disrespectful today and they were not designer. Unless they're Birkins, like don't hang out there, you know what I mean? So I did a little bit of cover up with that because I don't really have a concealer that I completely hate right now. I have a brightener, like under eye brightener, that I hate, so we'll get into that. But first things first, I'm gonna prime my eyes. Now this is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eye Base. This one isn't the glitter glue. Also, I broke my pinky finger, which is great. These car doors be ruthless. So I'm a little bit crippled right now, but I've been trying to work around it. I can't even take myself seriously with this damn finger. And I have to keep this on for legit 2 months. It was fractured as well as dislocated, so they legit had to like pull it out and then snap it back into place, which was great. And then I worked right after, which again was great. So I'm just not really a translucent eye primer fan personally. I have a lot of veins on my eyes. I have a lot of discoloration, which honestly on a day-to-day basis I like because I kind of don't really have to apply a shadow because it kind of looks like I'm wearing eyeshadow once everything else is corrected. But this eye primer, I feel like if you like more of a sticky silicone-y primer, you'll really love this. It's just really not my thing. I prefer a concealer and then really setting it down. That way there's no tackiness and I don't have problems blending. With primers like this, I feel like they just kind of cling everything on. And I'm just not a fan. So that's why I don't like that. So I did get rid of a lot of my eyeshadow palettes that I didn't like right before moving, which happened like probably 2 weeks ago. So I don't have any new ones that I found that I don't like. If I had to choose one that I don't have here, it would be the Lorac Pro palettes. I literally hate those palettes. I don't know what it is, but those shadows just look gross on me. They don't blend. It's just not a good look. But out of all the palettes I have, the two that I've had forever and literally have not touched are the Lime Crime Venus and Venus 1. I was so hyped for these because like the colors are great. And then this is the first one. This one, it was sold out forever. And then I wasn't really ever a Lime Crime person, and all of a sudden everything went down. I don't know, don't ask me what went down, but everyone started hating Lime Crime. So then it's like whenever I posted with it, everyone freaked out. So I'm gonna be using these today because I really never reached for them. I've literally had them for probably over a year now and I've never touched them. So the first color I'm gonna go in with is from the Venus 2, and it's this mustard shade. Now these eyeshadows feel very stiff, and I just feel like even when I put primer on, I feel like they still don't really blend out. And I feel almost like the colors kind of work against each other. You see what I mean? Like, And now I'm taking Creation from the Venus 1 palette on a MAC 217. And I'm not using any brushes that I don't like today because I honestly have completely cleaned out my brushes probably like 3 times in the last 2 months. So I usually give them away to like family members and stuff. But I'm gonna start putting together a box to do like giveaways because everyone requests giveaways. I'm just scared because people are crazy about those things. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of Jam from the Venus 2 palette in hopes to blend this out maybe a little bit. So I zoomed you guys in a little bit. Now I'm taking Boot from the Venus 2 palette. And it's literally a black with a whole bunch of blue, pink, and purple glitters in it. Even green. It's more so purple and green. So now I'm gonna take one of So I'm gonna take that on a fluffy brush, and as I'm picking it up, even like the black doesn't really look like it's giving off that much pigment, and neither are the glitters. The glitters are just, oh, it is pretty pigmented, but I don't see any glitter. Actually, let's put this all over the lid. So there is a lot of fallout, but I'm not really using a packing brush, so maybe that's why too. But even like as I'm picking up a lot of product on the brush, I see like absolutely no glitter. So I don't even see any glitter really in the brush. You can see like a few specks, but as I'm putting it on, I really don't see any. So honestly, that was actually really nice. Like, I really like that black, so we might be reaching for her again in the future, but I still don't like the other colors. I'm gonna go back in to the first Venus palette and take a little bit of Muse on this Morphe M575, which is just a really nice detailed brush. It's like a detailed crease brush. And just kind of blend out the black a bit. Honestly, this black is actually pretty pigmented for not even being put on with like a packing brush and not having any kind of base to it, and it kind of blended pretty good. So I'm just trying to kind of salvage this look as much as I can. And also, when doing really deep smoky eyes, I really don't like letting my natural skin tone show through, and that's why I really like to cover up all like the veins and everything, because I feel like it just really makes the look kind of look unblended and unpolished. Now, I don't mind a grungy kind of undone eye like this, but again, it's personal preference too. I just like to be a little bit more clean and blended. But again, personal preference. So this is like how it blends with me really working at it on and off camera a lot. It's just, it's not a really smooth and blended look, but to see if I can like do a little something about this, I'm gonna take this Aura shade on this brush right here and kind of sweep it above and blend it out. Alright, so I cleaned up any fallout I had and just reapplied my under eye concealer. For foundation today, I'm gonna be using MAC Pro Longwear in NC35, which is probably too dark for me. But, I mean, since everything's not gonna look cute, then might as well. I used to want to give this foundation a chance so bad. I've tried it with brush, I've tried it with Beauty Blender, and it just doesn't really wow me. And a lot of the times that I put it on, I really can't take my fingers seriously, and I can't even use my left hand. Trust me, I've tried. It just looks patchy and kind of gross and doesn't really blend on me. But everyone who likes it just is so obsessed with it. I love Studio Fix Fluid, but this one on me just really isn't cute. And sorry if my finger's distracting, but I really can't do anything about it because it's distracting me, and I'm trying not to be distracted by it. I mean, it looks okay on camera, but it just looks like kind of patchy. I hope that's showing up on camera. And whenever I wear this, I feel like it always breaks up on me in like, I don't even know, like an hour or two. And I don't really have that issue with foundations. And it's supposed to be a long wearing foundation. Like, my skin just looks like old. Like, you know when sometimes you put on foundations and you just look really crepey and gross? Mine just all the time, it looks like this with this foundation. So lately I've actually been really favoring a bright under eye, just because sometimes you just want the drama, you know what I mean? So I thought I might as well pull something a lot brightening. Everyone loves this concealer, this one right here. This little sponge honestly gives me anxiety when I like, no, I don't like it, but oh well. So this is in the shade Brightener, and every time I put this on, like, I could be probably an NC20, and this is just insane. And this isn't even really peach, it's straight up pink. Like, it looks like blush undertone. So again, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and this damn finger. But even like if I really needed this much brightness, I feel like it really didn't like correct or really do much for me at all. It probably looks even brighter on camera, but it's very see-through. Like I can still like see everything under it, and it still looks very patchy and just gross. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. So now I'm gonna set my under eyes with this Chantecaille compact makeup in the shade Bamboo. Just a really nice light shade. Chantecaille makeup is not cheap, but this powder just looks really gross on the skin. Like it literally looks like chalk. Oh, it actually looks cute on camera, kind of. But up close, like I feel like I look like I use actual baby powder under my eyes, and this really makes my cream or liquid products shift on my skin, which obviously is a deal breaker. So for bronzer, as you guys know if you've been watching my videos forever, I love cream bronzing then layering with the powder, because for me, I tend to have a lot of breakup of powder around my forehead, and I really don't like when makeup doesn't blend into the hairline. I cannot stand that like gap of separation between like bronzer and then hairline, so I rather have a cream blend it back into the hairline than just go over with the powder to reinforce that darkness and that bronziness. Now, this is a very hyped bronzer, and if you love it, more power to you, but I like sought after this bronzer forever because it was always too expensive, and then once I could finally actually afford it, I got it, and it's horrible. Now this is the NARS Tahiti bronzer compact, but it's just NARS Laguna in bigger packaging, and it came with a baby Ita brush. So I'm gonna take it on my Tom Ford, the bronzer brush. I love this brush. It's honestly like the best brush ever for any kind of powder. And nothing against this bronzer, but every time I put it on, it just looks so muddy and gross. And I don't mind a cool tone bronzer, but this one, it just looks dirty when I put it on. And I really have a hard time getting it to blend evenly too. And of course it's probably gonna look good on camera, but in person, like it just looks gross. And then my damn fingers like taking off foundation as I'm applying makeup. Oh god. So now I'm gonna use a little bit of foundation powder just to kind of see if what we can do about this skin. And I'm gonna take the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination in Tan. First of all, the name's too long. Second of all, it's a good foundation powder, but it's illuminating. So I was like already moist over that. I was like, yes, illuminating foundation powder. I'm obsessed. Because I am a big advocate for very glowy full coverage. I really love a good Lily Glichi forehead. And what I mean by that is I love how her forehead's just so smooth, but then it has that nice like sheen all around it. That's so I always call it the Lily Glichi forehead because that's who I think of. And when I put this on, my pores literally looked like dusty and gross, and then it didn't even give my overall skin a glow. The only place I saw the shimmer is where I had texture, and the rest of my skin you couldn't really tell. I tried using setting spray with it, nothing worked. So even now, my skin just looks like hella old. So now to bake, I'm gonna take a little bit of my Sicily powder that looks like this. I don't know how to pronounce anything on there, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna take this to bake. I actually bought this when I was in Paris on vacation a couple months ago, and I put it on once and it oxidized and it was really gross. And I purposely bought a shade lighter, like a couple shades lighter, because I wanted to bake and have something with a bit of a tint to it. Because sometimes translucent powder just doesn't do it for me, especially on days that I have a lot of texture or a lot of discoloration. So I wanted something that I could do the baking technique, but give me a little bit of coverage too. And she was not the one. She was definitely not the one. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this powder on my beauty blender. And it's one of those powders where when you put it on, it looks different colors in different places. Like here it looks really beige and then it goes really ashy. And this powder is so finely milled, don't get me wrong. But when it's under the eyes like this, or even like across the face, it doesn't taste good either. Like, I just feel like this is something that I would find, like, from CoverGirl at the drugstore. It just isn't something that's, like, I don't feel like it's that high quality. And then for some reason, like, the foundation around my forehead is slowly but surely disappearing. So that's fun too. And I'm not even gonna leave this under my eyes that long because I can't be bothered. And so it looks brightened, but I don't know if you can tell, right under my eye it looks really beige and then it gets really bright right here and then there's just this like separation. For highlight today, someone's probably gonna sound off in the comments, and the only reason I do not like you, I don't like you, is because I got this. And keep in mind, this has happened to me before. I get something, I see it on the internet all the time, I see all these other YouTubers use it, and then it gets in my hands and I'm like, I have man hands, like this is tiny. Now, this is the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. Really pretty colors, but honestly, I would rather stick to the Moonchild Glow Kit because these are the same size as literally like a Make a Peak shadow. And it's just really disappointing. These are pretty finely milled. I'm actually gonna take this one, the Ultraviolet Amethyst. And when they're on the skin, they're super nice. I feel like they're a little bit more transparent than the Moonchild Glow Kit, which could be a good or bad thing depending on how like deep or fair your skin is. Yeah, like it's pretty, but honestly, I'd rather just buy duochrome shadows and do that instead of paying for this in a package. Like, literally, they're so small. Like, I was so shocked when I got this, and I'm still shocked that I probably used it once. And since then, nothing, just because, like, it's disappointing. Like, you get a highlight palette and they're literally eyeshadows. So as of now, I don't really have a brow product that I absolutely hate, but one that I want to love, but every time I use it, it just F's me over, is the Benefit, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I really like the idea of it. I like the shape because it's not as much of a triangle. But whenever I actually use it, it's just so waxy that I end up getting like really too much of like stencil brows. And lately I've been kind of trying to steer clear of the really sharp brows. I really just been liking a really bushy brow but clean underneath. So even when I go in, damn pinky finger. So if you want something that's gonna give you like your shape instantly, like keep in mind I'm holding this back very far and look how much product gets deposited. So that could be a good or bad thing depending on how you go about doing your makeup. I'm sure it's just really a learning curve and just trying to like take your time. But for me, it's like I want to put my brows on and not have to be super careful. Because this just gets really pigmented really fast. And then also this shape doesn't stay. Like as you use it, it just gets rounded. So then it gets really hard again. Like right now it has really sharp pointy edges, but once like you keep using it, it's gonna go away. So it's just really hard for me to make a shape. You see, like, and this is me trying to use this damn thing. Okay, so back into eyes, I'm taking this Luxie brush, and a little bit of that mustard shade. just to go back over the shadows. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of that mustard shade again and put it under my eyes. And I really like a lower smoked out eye. Now I'm gonna take that same black shade boot on a flat definer brush and I'm putting it right on my lash line. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of jam and kind of wedge the two colors to get, well, three colors together. So those are the eyes so far. Now I'm gonna take my Benefit They're Real mascara. The reason I hate this, and I think it's just like a me thing, and me just being stupid, but every time I use this, I literally like feel like I hurt myself. Like it always hurts my eyes. And I feel like it really doesn't even do that much for my eyes. I like the Nude Sticks mascara because it helps your lashes grow over time. And then I also like the Chantecaille one, and then I really like the Too Faced one. Those are my top ones. The Too Faced Better Than Sex, not the waterproof because that was too much for me. So, I applied a little bit more highlight because I'm actually really digging it, but I just hate how small they are. Like, I just don't get it. But for lips today, I thought we'd go a little bit more out of the box because I would never use this for a look because the times that I've tried it on, it's been very patchy and not the best. So this is the Lime Crime Teacup. There are a lot of Lime Crime shades that I really do enjoy, but this just is not one of them. I don't like the formula. I mean, the color obviously isn't something you're gonna wear every day, but even if I wanted to, I wouldn't. So let's apply this. Alright, so that's the lip color, and you can already see that it just looks really gross. And can you see that? Like how I hate it. Like that texture and everything, and it's just like breaking up. I'm really not a fan of this color. And it's weird because a lot of the Lime Crime colors really don't do this to me, but this one, so yeah, I mean, this is basically the look. I'm not gonna do lashes because any lash that isn't big and isn't like long, I hate. So anything that's kind of like the Ardell ones, they're just too short for how long my eyes are. So I usually go with the bigger lashes. Even though I have hooded lids, I really do enjoy a bigger, like, pulled out lash. So yeah, this is the look. If you guys want to see like a smoky eye that's kind of like this, but more clean obviously, and maybe, I don't know, something with the blue highlight. If you guys want a video on how to rock blue highlight and how I like to pair it with the look, please let me know in the comments below. If you guys like a smoky eye like this and you want to see something like this, but obviously with products I really do like, let me know down below as well. If you guys want to see more videos that are like this, that are more interactive and fun and not just your everyday tutorial, let me down below as well. And don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe, and yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next so I can be sure to do it. Do you guys want a video maybe on my favorite neon lipsticks? I could do that too. So let me know what you want to see, and yeah, until next time, I will see you then.